Okay, in this video we're going to go ahead and get our 3D model ready for printing on paper. So as always, it's good to save your work before you move on. Let's go ahead and hit the save option. And now I want you to jump up here to the upper left hand corner where you see this icon that says iPro for Inventor Pro. Click on the drop down. And I actually want you to click directly on this icon. Do not come over here and select any one of these options. Just click directly on the little sheet of paper. Make sure that you're underneath templates, and under templates let's go ahead and jump under drawing. Let's select a standard IDW drawing. So let's go ahead and click here. You can either double click or select this and hit create. Okay, first thing we want to change is the size of the paper. The paper is too large, so let's come over here to sheet 1. Let's go ahead and right click and let's select edit sheet. Okay, the sheet size we want is an A sheet. So let's go to size and change it from D to A. An A size paper is 8.5 by 11. Let's go ahead and select OK. This title block we want to get rid of, so let's jump over here to where it says ANSI, large. Let's right click and let's select delete. Okay, let's now go ahead and add our drawings. We're going to put our front view here, so we're going to click on what's called base. You can see the front view automatically appears. It's too small though because the scale is not correct. Let's change the scale to 1:1. Very important that you're using the 1:1 scale so it's actual size. Okay, go ahead and select OK. Excellent. Now to move this, we're going to move this up. Let's go ahead and grab kind of this lower left hand corner or upper left hand, doesn't matter, as long as you see these 4 little white arrows appear. Let's click and drag this. Let's just move this up for right now. We're going to put a second front view right here. So to do that, let's go ahead and right click, and I like to right click not directly on the drawing but kind of off to the side. As long as you see these 4 arrows, you can right click somewhere over here. Let's select copy. Then you can right click anywhere on the screen. Let's go ahead and select paste. Okay, let's go ahead and move this also onto the sheet. And keep something in mind. We're going to be adding some measurements, so let's make sure we have some space between the 2 drawings. Make sure this one isn't too high, make sure this one isn't too low so we can squeeze in some measurements. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our measurements do appear in metric. So I want you to go ahead and select right here Tools at the top of your screen. Let's go to Document Settings. Go ahead and change what says Default Standard to Default Standard millimeters. Go ahead and hit Apply. Let's hit Close. Okay, what we're going to actually do here is we're going to click on the Annotate option. Let's go ahead and add some center lines to these circles. So you're going to go ahead and select this icon right here. It says Center Mark. Click on it once. We're not going to click on the wheel. We're actually going to click on that little 4mm block here. Or I'm sorry, 4mm circle. So as long as it's red, it's selected. Let's click once. Let's come over here, select this one. Let's select this one down here. And let's select this one right here. This is going to help us also for measuring and when we have to drill our axle holes. Now let's go ahead and add some dimensions right over here. We only need to dimension one of these views. Let's go ahead and just dimension either the top or bottom view. It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and just do the top one for my demonstration. So I'm going to click once in this corner. And I'm going to come all the way down here, select any part of the front of the car. I'm going to move up, and you're going to see a number appear, which should be the same number you had on your sheet. I'm going to now do the height, so I'm going to click this upper left hand corner. Now I want to find the lowest point of my car, so since I have curves here, I'm going to go ahead and click on these hidden lines. This is going to be the overall height of my car. Now we're going to put a dimension which tells us where the rear and front axles are located. Remember, if you need to roll your mouse wheel in or out to zoom in, you can also roll your mouse wheel to zoom in or out if you need to get closer. I'm going to click anywhere here in the back of my car. I'm going to click in the center of that axle. I'm going to move down. I'm going to put a measurement right here. Go ahead and click here in the back again. You'll actually notice when I find the center it should say center mark. Okay, sometimes that'll appear, sometimes it won't. Now it comes straight down. If something doesn't look right, just hit Control Z and try it again. Okay, last thing we're going to do here, let me go ahead and hit the magnifying glass once so we can see the whole page. I'm going to put my first and last name and period number here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the text tool. Let me go ahead and jump down here, click once, this general area. I'm going to have all my caps lock key turned on. I'm going to type in my first and last name and the period number. Just make sure you put the correct period number for your class. Let me hit OK. Alright, and let's go ahead and save our work. I'm going to hit save. Now, as always, we want to save this file on our class home folder. And we should have a folder called Formula1. You'll notice the file name is already the way we want it, so we don't have to change anything here. It's just going to add a different extension since this is a drawing file. And now I'm just going to hit save. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and print. Now when we're printing this file, it is very important that we select the correct printer for this. So we're going to go ahead and jump up here, and we're going to go ahead and select print, and we're going to go ahead and click on the print option. All we have to do here is simply make sure that the printer we're using is the C125 HB 4100N. Okay, do make sure that it's set to 1:1, very important. You can also do a preview if you want to actually see what the drawing looks like. But if you're ready to print and you're sure everything's set up, just hit OK. Alright, let's go ahead and click Save one last time. You should now be able to find your drawing at the printer, and your teacher will give you instructions on how to save your two files to the server. Good job.